Hi, how's it going? Welcome back to the Manufacturing Come Up. I'm Malachi Greb, host of the Manufacturing Come Up. Today, we have a special guest, Kai Hennings, and he's a leader in the Eplan YouTube space, has one of the biggest channels for Eplan, and maybe really one of the only really one of the only YouTube channels in the Eplan space.
Yeah. Hi.
How's it going?
Thanks. I'm fine. Everything fine for you?
Everything's good on this end.
Yeah. Nice.
Awesome. Yeah. So, the whole premise of this podcast is we're going to dive back into kind of your history to get to where you're at in your career. But if you would, go ahead and start off with where you currently are at in your career.
Yeah, I basically started my career with 16. I graduated from the secondary school. I don't have any high school graduation. I just visit university 2 or 3 times with my wife because she has studied, me not. I started an apprenticeship as an electrician, and I worked for a company who made panel building, programming, industrial automation. They built special machines, everything what you can buy on the market, what needs to be manufactured, especially for your for your company. And this is what I started with 16, and I start panel building, pull cables, build cable trays, all this stuff, help on the commissioning. When the programmer needs somebody who runs to the sensor and pull on it to see if it's 1 or 0. This was my job. And after 2 years, I also started a little bit to make electrical drawings. My boss asked me what else I want to do instead of panel building and pull cables and so on. So I asked him if I can make some electrical drawings, and this was the first time I got in touch with Eplan. So I started to make also there the basic work for the other engineers, make macros, provide basic projects, all this stuff, make lists and so on. So learn everything from scratch. And I also did beside this start to make programming with Siemens logo, and later on also with Siemens S7. And so I could do, after 3 years, I could do a whole project, let's say a smaller project I did by myself. I made the drawings, I built the panel, make the program, start with the commissioning, make the commissioning, and also the factory acceptance test and so on, and the documentation. So this was, I think, the best you can do when you run to all this stuff. And then after 3.5 years, this apprenticeship is finished in Germany. Then you are an electrician, and I really like to make the electrical drawings. So I focused a little bit more on this, and since 20 years now, I make electrical drawings for each industry, for different industries.
Wow. Yeah. So going back into your getting into the space. You said at 16 years old, you started to get into the space? Really?
Yeah, exactly. I don't like to go to school, so I really don't want to go to high school or something like this. I want to start working. I always work from 13. I worked nearly every day, 2 hours after school already. And I really don't like the school. So this was my decision for this.
Yeah. So I guess what made it so that you was able to get a job at such a young age?
In Germany, it's quite normal. So when you go to school, maybe 9 or 10 years, in my case, it was 10 years, and you start with 6, then you are 16 when you finish it. And then normally you make an apprenticeship in some company. And when you don't study, then this is the normal way in Germany.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's a little bit difficult. It's a little bit difficult. I live in a small village, so when you are 16, you can guess that I couldn't drive with the car, so you need always to drive with somebody else, or sometimes you need to walk, or
Huh, that's really interesting. I wasn't aware of that. I didn't know in German culture you guys could start working that age. Over in
Yeah.
so on the U.S. side, we generally don't start work until 18. At least as far as like, I don't even think you can really get a manufacturing job until the age of 18. There's some companies, but it's very, very few.
Yeah. No, in Germany, it's quite typical to do this when you don't study, right?
Yeah.
So when you go to high school, then you automatically will be older. But when you don't study, then it's normal to go with 16, 17.
Yeah, it's kind of a
Start.
smart idea, right? Because like about the age of 16, like if you don't really like school and don't really know what you're going to do, you might as well just go ahead and pick a career path and start to learn and start to get some on the job experience.
Yeah, that's really a problem when you are 16. You don't know what you want, right?
Yeah.
You have no experience. So my career was, or my idea was, in 2000, it was not so easy in Germany to find a job or to find a company who make the apprenticeship for you or take you for this. And my family and my parents all told me, "Hey, go to the German army. This is a safe job." So, and the basic idea was that I wanted to do apprenticeship as a carpenter. But the army, they told me, "Hey, we don't need carpenter, we need electricians." And this was the tipping point why I started as an electrician. But I never went to the army later on. You know how it works with girlfriends and so on. Then it's better you don't go to the army. So I always was the electrician, and this was a good decision.
Interesting. So how did you go about finding a position?
Yeah, basically the German army find this company for me
Really?
because they were really interested that I make a career in the German army. But because I was 16, they cannot push me into this. They just can give me ideas and help me, support me, and so on.
Yeah.
But with 18, they need to ask me again, "Hey, do you want to go to the army?" And I told them, "No, definitely not." So they helped me with that. And they also supported this with money. So they really paid some of my salary.
Really?
Yeah.
Very interesting. So that they helped you find a job then, or were you actually working with the army at that point in time?
No, they find the company who make this apprenticeship with me as an electrician.
Gotcha.
And when I was 18 and I told the army that I don't want to go to the army, I stayed in this company also after my apprenticeship. So they took me over and I had a job there.
Gotcha. So that company that you went and worked for, were they basically systems builders for manufacturers?
Yeah, basically we made the electrical panel, the programming, the commissioning, so everything everything which belongs to the industrial automation.
Gotcha.
And especially for special machines what you cannot buy on the market. So everything was just a prototype. And this was really a great experience.
Yeah. I think system integration is one of the best positions that somebody can get for a career. I mean, there's so many different things you get to learn. I mean, we kind of have like a similar background to kind of how our career path went. I started a little bit later, but basically, I got a job. I started off as kind of like an apprentice while I was still in college, and then started off doing like robot refurb work, and then now I'm building panels, doing programming. Then took on doing electrical engineering, so I ended up kind of learning the whole process and how to design and commission an entire piece of equipment, and that was super powerful for me in my career.
Yes, this is the best you can do, I think. When you make always the same machines, then you will become an expert on this machine. But when you always make different machines or have different requirements from your customer, then you learn so much. This is really great. Yeah.
Yeah, and like you said too, like if you build the same system over and over again, like sure you can become an expert at that system, but then you don't get those same skill sets to like troubleshoot and, hey, we're doing something new this time. We need to try that out, do this a different way. It exposes you to a lot more different experiences.
Yes.
Absolutely. So how long did you stay at this particular position?
The company bankruptcy after, I think when I finished my apprenticeship, I think I was there for 2 years.
Mm.
And then I changed to a company where I made drawings already for as a service provider. They made power plants. And this is a completely different industry than manufacturing or machine building. They made big power plants for biomass. So they burn wood, let's say, and produced out of this current, the power and also the heat for houses. So up to 50 megawatts. So this was really huge systems. And also there I did the electrical drawings and also sometimes the commissioning. The start of the commissioning, I make the I/O check, start to run the bus, that everything is green on the PLC, check the directions of the drives, make the basic settings on the drives, and so on. And this was the next company, and they work a little bit more international. So this was my first step in international business, was traveling and speak a little bit more English. You can guess when I came from school with 16, I couldn't speak any word in English.
Really?
So yes, we had English in the school, but this was also not my favorite. So yeah, this was also very good for me that they directly took over me. So I was not jobless. They directly asked, "Hey, do you want to come? We have a position." And this was also very good experience.
Very nice. Did you learn, when you learned English, did you learn it just from like experiences, or did you end up having to take some type of like education courses?
No, nowadays I try sometimes to figure out how your grammar works. But no, I just talk with people, and I also try to watch YouTube videos in English, or maybe on Netflix I try to change to English. I also listen podcasts in English, try to become better on this. And nowadays I work in a real international company, so 80 to 90% of my daily business is in English. So I think I hope that nowadays it's not a big issue anymore. I try my best.
Yeah, your English is pretty good for sure.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. So whenever you transition from that company into, is it the current company you're in now, or have you been at the company?
No, I have changed the job twice.
Okay.
After that, the next company was basically the same company like my first company, because the employees from the first company founded their own company. And when they start up, and after 2 years, they asked me, "Hey Kai, would you come over?" So basically, I made the same things like in the company where I make my apprenticeship. We also focusing a little bit on SCADA system. We made also SCADA system for steel cooker and metal plants and so on over the whole industry area. So we connect all different plants and houses and buildings and so on, and all the machines together to SCADA system. And there we implement a lot of interfaces. You have different bus systems, you have different protocols, you need to collect all this stuff. And this was also a huge business for us. And the owner of this company was already a little bit older, so he asked me if I want to take over this company. But this was really, really small company. And I how to say, I didn't want to do it. I want to feel safe. And this step was too big for me. It was already 12 years ago, so in the middle of my 20s. And after that, I changed to the company I work now. Is mining. We make underground mining. We make the hoists for mines. And yeah, this is really international. We have subsidiaries all over the world and customers all over the world.
Very nice. Very nice. What ended up transpiring with the job whenever they offered you to take over ownership? Did that company just dissolve, or how was that transition?
Yeah, the company now is closed, so he didn't find somebody who want to take over the company. Yeah, my decision, a little bit of problem is always the money. This was a really small company. We had only, I guess, to this time we had maybe 3 or 4 employees, and the owner wants to have a monthly salary from me when I take over the company. And when you have just 3 or 4 employees and you don't make a big value each year, you have no money to pay somebody who don't work for you anymore.
Right.
This was the risk was too high for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for me personally, I feel like I would have took it on, but everybody has their own like risk tolerance. They have like their own goals and what they want to accomplish in life. I think it's probably it was a good idea. It was very good that you like recognized that what you wanted to do and knew your risk tolerance.
Yeah, and nowadays I think maybe I should try it, but now I have also my own company running beside my main job. This is basically the YouTube channel, but yeah, I think about what I can do from this as well. So I have also now a little bit bigger community, and I see that I got requests, hey, can you do this or that? And maybe if I find the right idea for my business, maybe if somebody out there needs some electrical drawings and I get a lot of requests, maybe I may make the full step to run my company in full time.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the next thing I want to transition into is you started a YouTube channel. It's an Eplan YouTube channel, and it's one of the biggest YouTube channels in the Eplan space.
Yeah, that's right. There's only Roland Young from Eplan Canada. He's the president of Eplan Canada, who has a bigger channel, but he has also more time with that, Yeah, and he speaks also German, English, and French, I guess. So, yeah, the idea for this YouTube channel was basically not to make videos about Eplan. The first idea was, in the company I work for, I'm also responsible for the new people to train them in our systems. So the idea was, why should I always tell these people the basic stuff when they start in our company, like how to apply for holiday, how to apply for a business trip, how to enter parts to our ERP system. And there was my idea, hey, I can save a lot of time when I don't need to explain this every time. So why I don't make just a video about this, and then the people who come new in our company can watch this video. And as you know, I explain them in the first week, hey, you apply for holiday on this point, or you need to fill out this formula or whatever.
Yeah.
And when they have the first holiday after 6 months, they have forgotten everything, and I need to explain this again. So this was the first idea to record something, or to record my screen on a video. This was one of the tipping points for my YouTube channel. So I was really interested how to do this, which software I need, which microphone, and so on. And I already make research about this and buy some stuff. And yeah, the next point was that my commissioners always make the redlining in my drawings on the wrong pages. Eplan is a data-driven tool, and you can generate a lot of pages automatically in Eplan. And what means for me as an Eplan designer, I never look on these automatic generated pages later on, but my commissioners always made the redlining of, for example, on the PLC overview, on the terminal diagram, but I never looked on this because it's automatically updated. So I want to explain them, hey, how Eplan works. They really should know how Eplan works to understand where they should make the redlining.
Yeah.
And yeah, then comes COVID-19, and I couldn't make this lesson in our company. So we originally planned to book a restaurant, and I make maybe 2 hours of explanation about this, and we have some good food and drink some beer. But yeah, this was not possible. And then I started my first video short videos, just 2 minutes. And I also already thought about that maybe more people will have these problems. And I also couldn't find many good stuff on YouTube for Eplan.
Yeah.
So I tried to make it a little bit more professional from the look. I started a little bit to think about personal branding. So I make a logo, created a logo. I also set up the YouTube channel with a banner and created a web page and so on. And now since more than 140 weeks, I make one video every week without any stop now.
Nice. Congratulations on that consistency.
Thanks. It's quite a niche because I started with the German channel, and you can expect that we have just 80 million Germans, and how many from them using Eplan? So just a few.
Right. Yeah.
So I already recognize that I cannot become rich of this, but this is also not the basic plan. So I want to educate people.
Yeah.
So I decided to make also an English channel, Eplan in a nutshell, where I try to make the videos in English. And as I told you before, YouTube is not available all over the world. So I also started a channel on the Chinese platform Bilibili. So they can also now learn Eplan if they want.
Very nice. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people, until they're in our industry, they don't really realize how much content is not out there. There's like almost no content for like PLC programming, robot programming, Eplan, AutoCAD electrical, like all these different things. There's a couple of them where there's been like some pretty big channels in some categories, but like for the most part, if you look at, even if you said like PLC programming, you could say like, oh, well, there's a lot of PLC programming YouTube videos. Yeah, but like how many Beckhoff, PLC programming videos are there, or how many Omron PLC programming videos are there out there? It's just it's a much smaller space. There's not a ton of creators in the space, right? Most of these people are engineers who are not so much the video editors and the talking people on a screen, right?
Yes. Yeah, this is something when you start a channel and you make your first video and maybe second and third video, and you see that you have just 30 clicks because nobody knows that you exist. This is something you need to go over this, and you need to stay, and you need to make one video by one video, and then the curve will go this way later on when you keep produce videos, and you will build a big community around you, and you will be the name in this niche later on.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about Beckhoff. You had already Jacob here in your podcast. He has also the biggest YouTube channel, I guess, for TwinCAD programming, and also big community on LinkedIn. This is also nice when you later on get a lot of feedback, and that people are happy to learn from you. I mean, I don't think that I'm a real expert on Eplan. Maybe I'm just an average Eplan designer, but maybe I'm one of the only one who record it and try to tell this to other people, and make every week now 2 videos. This is also a lot of time what you need to spend for this.
101%. I came from, my background was mostly controls engineering. So like originally, whenever I started the YouTube channel, my idea was like, let's make videos on the things that I get stuck on. So not even just controls engineering as a whole, but like, man, I was like trying to connect this PLC with this robot, and like I was struggling because this one button click, like, or this one parameter wasn't set appropriately, and kind of walking people through each one of those troubleshooting things that I dealt with, because I was like, okay, if I'm dealing with this, there's probably somebody else that's also dealing with this same issue. And I think it's really powerful, and I have a lot of respect for individuals who make these like engineering type of YouTube videos, because there's so much time that goes into them, so much just resources, and they're also so valuable too, right? You're helping somebody in the real world, on the job, maybe taking them to the next level of their career. Um, you never know, like the type of impact that you might have on somebody's life.
Yeah. We have a lack of skilled workers in our industry, right? So this can also show how nice this job is. So to be a electrical designer this is a really nice job. Also, not only for me, also for women, for example, or for people who want to have a work-life balance, because basically you can do it from all over the world. You're normally not fixed into meetings or something like this. You can focus on your job. You can do it in the night. If you work better after 8 p.m., then do it after 8 p.m. Or if you are like to wake up early, you can make it in the morning.
Yeah.
And this is also something I want to show. You can be creative, and later on, sometimes when I travel around with my family, I always come around some things, and I tell my wife and my son, hey, I built a machine who built this, for example,
Yeah.
or I was involved in this project who produced this. And this is something what is also really, really nice when you can explain what you are doing, when people really see what was the product out of my machine.
Yeah.
This is,
Absolutely. Yeah, it's like a huge honor. Like I'll be like driving down the road and I'm like, you see that thing right there? Yeah, we installed the robot that picks that out of the machine and puts it, like so cool, like just having your hands into so many different things, like automotive. Like I've had my hands on so many different automotive things that like you can just like point at vehicles and yeah, we did the project that picked that out of an injection molding machine, or we did a vision inspection on that part there. Yeah, it's just really cool being able to show that to your family and friends.
yeah, this. I hope that from this, people will be interested in this job, and we will provide the knowledge on YouTube. And if people are interested, they can step in this job really easy if they want. You can download the education version for free and then just start, look on YouTube. I hope to support the world with that, because it's a little bit crazy. When I started in 2000, we had 6 billion people on this world, and it was hard to find a job. Now we have 2022, we have 8 billion people, and we have a lack of skilled worker. So something must be wrong in this. And
Yeah.
I think it depends on the education, right? So
Yeah.
we have enough people who can do the job. I guess they are not stupid, but maybe they have no access to the education. And now we just need to tell them that there is some content on YouTube if they are interested on this, and then they can start.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, people could literally watch a YouTube channel and like if they go through and like watch every single YouTube video that they can find about a category, I mean, they can essentially become, if not an expert at it, at least a mid-level skilled individual. If somebody went back and watched every one of your Eplan videos, they could probably do a pretty good job at Eplan drawings.
Yeah, I mean, nothing is better than to practice, right? So just from watching YouTube videos, you will not become an expert, but maybe you can go to an interview and you can tell what you have done. And when you tell something, how you generate reports in Eplan, they will know, okay, he has really an idea of the program. Maybe you will find a job, and then you will learn everything on the job. This is the best thing you can do. This is also something what companies are interested. I told you that I don't was on high school, so I have not 10 years experience. I have already 20 years experience, but I'm not 40. So this is what people looking for. And you basically you learn everything on the job, but the way to your job, maybe you can get on YouTube. And also later on, when you find some smaller problems, you can search for this, and you will find a solution for nearly everything on YouTube.
Yeah. Maybe not in our space yet, but maybe in 10, 20 more years.
Yeah. We have a lot of work in front of us. And some creators also need to focus a little bit on SEO, where they need to make a little bit better description to find the videos. Sometimes you get a recommendation from YouTube, hey, watch this video, and you think, oh yeah, this is really great. Why I never find this? Because they don't make a good title, they don't focus on the SEO stuff. So that you can find it on Google. This is something some creators need to work on. I hope when you type in Eplan that directly my videos will be shown as in first position.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm kind of glad that you mentioned that, because there's a few people that even want to reach out and say something about it too. Because we do SEO, and I go through it. I like to look and see if there's another video ranking for something. I go look at their SEO, and half the time I look at this, I'm like, there's no SEO on this at all. Any video we make against this, we're probably going to rank, and so there's a lot of videos that these people are having on their channels that are just not getting the exposure that they deserve.
Yeah, and that's also the problem from the company channels. When bigger companies make their own channels and they want to make the same content like we do from maybe for some problems or from some products, how to connect something together. When you do it, this comes from a guy who work really in the industry and can show that he knows what he's doing, and you're focusing on the SEO to that somebody find, especially for this problem, your video. And for bigger companies, they also have some really nice content, but they have no ideas about this and have a company YouTube channel with maybe 3, 4, 5, 10 languages, different languages in one channel, and they never focus on the thumbnails, they never focus on SEO. So it is really hard to find also the good content from company who already did the good content.
Yeah, that's kind of a good point that you bring that one up as well, because another thing that I notice, especially with product individuals, let's just say an Ethernet switch or power supply or a VFD, some type of servo drive, a really good version of a product video isn't, hey, look at this product, look at these buttons, this is what it can do. I think it's way more powerful to do a tutorial type of video to say, this is how you use the servo drive. This is how you set up the servo drive. Because then you could have one servo drive and make 50 different videos about it. How to change this parameter, how to change this, how to change that. And one that gives you, more exposure, because you have 50 videos instead of just one, here's my product video. And the other thing is, I think it's way more valuable, right? I think a lot of people don't really care to see product videos, especially in the industrial automation space. Unless you're looking to procure something, you're not really looking for that.
Yeah, that's right. You see directly when the marketing department has done a video and they want to sell the product, or if somebody like you and me have done the video and we want to show the application. That's the difference, and that's why the marketing videos are not shown from so many people.
Right. Yeah. I kind of wonder if what the difference is on why, when a business goes and creates a YouTube channel versus an individual who creates a YouTube channel. What's different in the mindset to make it so that, I don't know, I think the one's providing more value than the other.
Yeah, and the point is that I need to work daily with this software, and I have all these problems by myself. I have not these problems because I have talked in a group of product manager. I have this problem because I really face into this problem on my daily job, and you always can expect that you are not the only one of this planet who has this problem.
Good point.
And people who develop the product or develop the software live in another space. They have a different view on the product as we have. They always happy about feedback normally. Some are not, but normally these guys are always happy about feedback. When you tell them, hey, you make this UI UX on this way, but basically you need to think about that we use this on this way because this should be the solution, and not this should look fine and nice and should be corporate identity and all this stuff. We want to have a button for one click and then please give us this reaction. This is a big difference.
Yeah, Yeah, absolutely. I think that having that mindset of you're in it daily versus just being the product designer. I think the product designers need to get more engineer level individuals in on the product part of it, at least on the marketing side, right? But also on the product development side of things, getting more real world engineers on that product design. But especially if we're talking about like YouTube and just like the marketing side, like maybe have that engineer person be your YouTube person.
Yeah.
Awesome. Kai, do you have any other valuable tips for those looking to get into our industry?
I think it's nowadays not necessary to have go to university, right? If you don't want. I hope that also there the mindset of the companies changed a little bit. That people who start in our industry without graduated from university maybe also good and have just self-driven to educate themselves and just need maybe some experience. I hope that also people, or nowadays it should be not a big issue to travel around the world and see where is maybe a good place for me to start my career if I want. Maybe you live in a country where it is not possible. I think also this should be not a big issue anymore nowadays. So when you struggle maybe in your country, you can also try another country and try there to find a job.
Yeah.
You always need to learn. Your learning lifelong is really important, especially in the automation industry. The development is so fast that you cannot lean back for 5 years and then wake up and think that everything is the same like before.
Mm-hmm.
So this is also something you should do. Always look on new things, be interested, keep your eyes open, go to fairs, look on different products, and networking. Networking is also really important. Learn from others, follow people who share the knowledge. This is something what I think is really helpful.
Absolutely. I think those are all great, valuable points. The moving around one is one that I haven't really thought a lot about, but is an extremely good one, especially like moving from like even into other countries. Because even like within the United States itself, like we definitely have like a lot of opportunities, but there's also like we still have a lot of country rural area where like you might live in an area where it's a hour long drive to your nearest good career opportunity. So yeah, moving around and trying some different things out and kind of just maybe even seeing the culture of like different working environments. But I think that was a valuable point that you added to like try out different places and not just think about this one particular area I'm in right now.
Yeah, the world is a book, and when you don't travel, you just read the first page, right?
Absolutely. Kai, where can everybody find you at?
I try to to
right
show
there.
up. So scan all these QR codes. So I'm on LinkedIn. This is the only social media platform I'm on. I have my own website. It's controlpaneldesign.de. You can find me on YouTube, but most probably on LinkedIn. And I have my own Discord channel or my Discord group,
nice.
the Eplan community Discord group. We have now also more than 800 Eplan users around the world with nice discussions.
Nice.
So if you want to join the Discord channel, this is also where I'm sitting around.
How is Discord? I want to know about that because like I've heard of different spaces doing Discord stuff, but like I've never truly gotten involved in Discord.
No, normally all the good podcasts have their own Discord channel.
Yeah, no, not really.
Yeah,
what are we doing, guys?
The first idea was, when your YouTube channel is growing and also your followers on LinkedIn, you get so many requests for questions about Eplan that you cannot answer it.
YouTube's very hard too. Like if you're trying to just manage comments on YouTube,
kind
of hard to keep up with those.
Yeah, exactly. And the other point is that there was no place for the worldwide community to meet each other.
Mm,
And my first idea was to build a forum where people can enter and then we talk. And this was much too complicated for me. So I set up Discord and tried to. I just try if this works. And now we set up in March, I guess. And now we have 850 members already. So
nice.
it works
Congratulations.
really, really nice. But we all need to learn because
Yep.
also the Eplan engineers are not so familiar with Discord. Always they jump in and then they think, "Oh, what's this? It's not structured like you know it." But you have so many possibilities. It comes original from the gaming industry, so this is really convenient to admin. You have bots who can send messages, who can block people who write some bullshit or spam your channel automatically. All these things are possible. You can make live events. You can meet each other in a virtual room. So this is really, really, really good. And we have some really good, enthusiastic people there who answer a lot of questions, and so we can share knowledge as well there.
With the Discord, what platform is that hosted on?
Discord is Discord. So this is basically.
Okay. You know, like Discord.com?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, Discord.
I've literally never used it.
Well, I can make some consulting for you.
Yeah,
I think.
I've heard about it, and like whenever, like especially with my when I was doing a lot of investing, like a lot of my like YouTube investors that I would watch, they would always talk about the Discord and the Discord, blah blah blah. But yeah, I never dove in there.
Yeah, basically, yeah, you always need to think about. I don't know what was in the US, so maybe MySpace. You know MySpace?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so it's over. You're right. So the Facebook, I think it's nearly over. I never logged into Facebook. Instagram will be the next, maybe. LinkedIn, nobody knows. And when you have your own Discord channel, the community will be there. I hope that Discord will stay a little bit longer because this is not a classic social media. This is more a community place to be. And you always need to think about the next step in social media if you want to keep your audience, right?
100%, 101%. Yeah, we'll definitely have to get on that. And marketing team, we need our QR code somewhere. Where's our QR code?
yeah, QR codes are really important.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, we actually use them for quite a bit of stuff, but never thought about like putting them in the background or anything like that.
So basically one of my ideas for our next step in my career should be that I want to work as a business angel or maybe in an advisory board. Maybe I can help your startup.
Yeah, you here.
So for marketing, I'm also interested in marketing.
Yeah.
So this helps also a little bit what I'm doing beside my normal job. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've grown to grow really passionate about marketing. It really all stemmed and started because I 5-7 years ago, something like that. It's probably been at least 7 years ago. I started a fitness YouTube channel, and it just started off by how to grow a YouTube channel, and then from there it's just expanded on what my searches and what my education level has came from, but it really all stemmed from how to grow a YouTube channel. It's really funny.
Yeah.
Interesting. Awesome. Well, Kai, I was glad to have you on today. Thank you for being back in our community.
What a lot of fun. And if you need some support to set up your Discord channel, you know where to find me.
I know where to find you. I'll be reaching out. Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you for being here today, Kai.
Yeah, thank you.
And Jacob's here. We probably missed him, but Jacob was here.